Hey everybody, finally getting to the 2025 album grades. I did not get a ton of last year's albums. I think a total of 12, maybe 13 overall. Having to pay for a new car and having to take a loan out to have a tree removed kind of dented what I had planned for this year. Still a lot of other albums I haven't gotten to, either haven't had a chance to even hear or buy. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the CDs like I do in my roundup videos. So the first one is from Hooded Menace, Lachrymose Monuments of Obscuration, or however you want to pronounce that. Hooded Menace are a death doom band. I want to say these guys are a US band. So aside from the first track having some really good like up-tempo stuff, the rest of it is pretty much death doom, and that's just fine with me because that's what I bought it for. I would probably give this an A-. I really don't have too many bad grades for the stuff from last year. So right now I'd probably give it an A-. Really just kind of classic Hooded Menace stuff. You're going to have the chugs. You're going to have the death growls and everything. So quit chewing my chair. The next one, from the West Coast, Hyrax, Faster Than Death. And I think I probably have the same opinion as most people do on this album. The only complaint is it's too short. It's like 20 minutes long for 9 songs. But I mean, it's really kind of back to the crossover days, first couple albums. Really good. It's a punch in the throat for 20 minutes, but fantastic new album from Hyrax. If you've never checked out Hyrax before, I highly recommend it. And I think the longest song on here is like 3 minutes long. Let's see. Yeah, 3:46. Revenant is 3:46. So it was actually the album itself was actually finished in 2024, but wasn't released until 2025. Next up, some more thrash by way of Switzerland. Coroner with Dissonance Theory. It's classic Coroner stuff. I think I've had maybe 2 or 3 listens to it so far. Really good album. Has some jump around in tempo a bit, but early Coroner had that stuff too. So, by the way, Hyrax gets an A, by the way. Coroner, I'm probably giving an A- just for now, as I've only had like a couple listens to it so far, but nothing to complain about. A fantastic album. Then we got Primal Fear from Germany with Domination. I've had a couple of listens to this so far, and probably give this about an A- at the moment because I've only had a couple of listens, but they are my favorite German band, and so it's an excellent album. Next is Soulfly with Chama or Shama, not quite sure how that's pronounced. Had a couple proper listens. I've also had like I said before, the one listen that I really wasn't paying attention to it. So Max had said they were going to put some more of the tribal elements back into it from like the first couple of Soulfly albums. I don't really see it that much, aside from like the first track and the Soulfly 13. I think that's what they're up to now, 13. And maybe like a couple other instances. I really don't hear it. I think this is more akin to the third album, just more like a modern kind of sounding Soulfly 3, which isn't a bad thing. At the moment, I probably would give it a B minus. Like I said, haven't had a ton of time with it, but I'm not liking it. Diamond, stop. Some more German greatness. This time we got Destruction with Birth of Malice, and let me tell you, I haven't had a whole lot of time with this one either, but I streamed it a couple of times before purchasing it on Amazon, and this is a beast from beginning to end. I think the previous album, Diabolical, I may like it but barely by this much more. This is gonna get a solid A, if not an A plus, for me. Destruction, Birth of Malice. We'll stay in Germany with The Arsonist from Sodom. Just fantastic again, from beginning to end, just blistering. Can't say enough good things about this one. This is definitely probably like an A plus album. I've had more time to listen to it than the Destruction album, but this is a fantastic album. If you like Sodom, I think their newer albums are right on par, in my opinion. Like the last 3-4 albums are right on par with the earlier stuff that they did in the 80s and early 90s. Just fantastic album from Sodom. And the final CD, the one that's probably going to get the lowest grade for me right now, Thunderball by the Melvins. It's a more of an EP, like a 6-song EP. If I can get the thing back in here. Sorry, 5. There's 5 tracks, I'll put it that way. Maybe really 3 songs on there. There's a couple of interlude tracks. The last track does go for like 9+ minutes. There's some elements of classic Melvins in there. There's some experimentation kind of going in there as well. Not a bad album, but right now, for the amount of times I've listened to it, I probably give it like a C+. Not quite ready to put it into B territory. Okay. You want what I say? I like it. While I make a video, Diamond wants to go destroying things in the house. Alright. To the vinyl, I think there's 5 on vinyl that we picked up. My wife had ordered this one, Parabellum from Testament. So, given this probably 3 or 4 listens, I think Titans is a little better. But definitely here, some Formation of Damnation in there a little bit. Not a complete like Thrasher all the way through. Not too big on the ballad meant to be. Infanticide AI and Shadow People being like the two lead singles from it. I'd probably give it like a B at the moment. This is one of the first ones I got from last year. I got it on CD as well, but I wanted to show the vinyls because I think the artwork is just great. Ravage of Empires from Benediction, UK death metal band. Dave Ingram and the boys. Dave is just a monster on this album. The whole album is just fucking brutal. I think there's nothing about this album where I can't give this like an A+. Fantastic album from Benediction. Then we go to the doomier side of things, Lightning in a Bottle from Pentagram. It's classic Pentagram as far as I'm concerned. You got all the elements that make Pentagram. So I'd probably give this a B+. It is a really good album. Another one I got kind of towards the end of 25, The Haunted Songs of Last Resort. If you like their first 3 albums, then you will love this album as well. It stands up there with quality and the sound of like the first 3 albums. Just pure mellow death. Excellent album. I give this an A- for right now. Another one of the early ones that I got from last year, Warbringer, Wrath and Ruin. This is the last one I have to show, and I guess it's probably saving the best for last because this has an A++ for me. I've heard some people say they thought there was some blackened thrash or black metal kind of mixed in. I really didn't hear that at all. What I did hear is straight up great thrash from the boys from, I think, San Diego. I think it's where they're from. They're from somewhere in California. And they never disappoint. And this one being on Napalm Records and produced by Mark Lewis. Fantastic album. The Jackhammer and Strike from the Sky are probably my 2 favorites on here. This is a fantastic album. If you've never checked out Warbringer just because maybe they're a newer band, discard all that new band stuff. These guys could hang right up there with the classic thrash bands of the 80s. In fact, when I first started listening to them, I pretty much got like almost like a Creator type vibe, like early Creator. So there it is. I finally done the 2025 album grades. Already picked up a couple from 2026. Hopefully can get more than just the 12 or 13 or however many I picked up. It's probably about around the same amount of 2024 albums that I got that year. But anyway, that's what I got for excuse me, for the album grades. I am off this week for vacation, so couple of video ideas I've got in my head. Might do some album rankings, album rankings for specific decades by specific bands. That's pretty much all I'm going to really give out right there. I've got like a couple of them that I've already planned on doing. But anyway, that's what I got for the 2025 grades. Let me know what you think, where you grade them. If there's any albums that you think I should check out that came out from last year that I didn't show. Like I said, there are some that I did stream. I never got around to buying them. And that's strictly been a money thing. And, obviously buying being part of buying Ron Haggerty's collection has, stifled that a bit as well. But I don't mind giving his records a good home, and I'm sure he doesn't mind getting the money. So, anyway, that's all I have for this. Thank you and God bless.